What's up guys, hope every single one of you is feeling blessed. It's the 3rd of November and we're in Nepal. We're about to start our 10-day trek. I'm with Keith and Perna, my stepdad, and our guide who will be coming with us. I'm not too sure what to expect, however it should be good fun, great experience, so hope you guys enjoy. So before our trek actually starts, we have about an 8-hour car journey to get to the start of it. About 3 hours into the journey, and I'd say it's safe to say that we don't have a road anymore. 9 hours in the car journey so far. I have no clue where we are. It's still a bumpy road. Quite literally building the road as we're going up it, and every single person is staring at me because I don't think they've ever seen an Englishman before.
Never seen a white person before.
No, this is quite a weird experience, I have to say. Right, we made it, boys. Very tidy little room. Simplicity is key, guys. So it's the morning, first day actually trekking. Got a porter down there taking the bags. This is a quaint little town. Kind of looks like a western cowboy village. You should have a standoff just going on in the middle here. Without further ado, let's begin. Namaste. This is what I mean when I say we just walk through completely random places. On this trek we've literally just gone through a school courtyard with kids outside just playing. No one really seems to bat an eyelid, it's just normal to them. If I was back at school and someone was just, a group of people would just walk through the playground, I'd be a bit confused. We just stumbled upon a monastery. So coming away from that, we gave a quick donation to the monastery and took away some of their rubbish for them. They all seemed very happy to see us. Yeah, I was very happy to see them too. Because these kind of locals don't really see tourists at all, I felt as though it would be rude to not take the rubbish or give at least a donation or something. I don't really want to leave a bad name for tourists that come by. Saying that, about 10 metres after we leave the monastery, find our tea room for the night.
We've also found that we're both very conscious of not wanting to offend the Nepalese and to try and adopt their customs to fit in as best as we can. What's your feelings on how we've been trying to fit in, and why have you been trying to fit in as opposed to just doing our normal stuff?
For me, one of the biggest parts of going somewhere new is to be respectful of how they live their lives, because at the end of the day we're in their environment, so it's not right for us to bring our own norms and behaviours and force it upon them. So this is the toilet we've been using. Not good, not bad, just different. Very, very different. Home sweet home for tonight. As we were leaving the monastery, all the blue bags they gave us, I thought they were rubbish, so I was shoving the rubbish that I had into that bag because I thought we were doing them a favour taking the rubbish away from them to put in a bin. But it turns out they're like gift bags, goodie bags they were given to us, which is very generous of them. And now I'm wondering if they were watching me stuff rubbish into this goodie bag thinking, yo, what's he doing? They're disrespecting us. So yeah, to the people at the festival thinking that it comes across like, oh, I can't wait to get rid of these goodie bags, to get them away. Nah, it's not the case. I genuinely thought they were rubbish. Should I go try claim it back? Like, I want my goodie bag back, give it. It's just peak. Inadvertently, I'm just mugging them off from time to time and not even realising. start of the third day now, or second day of trekking actually. So we go about 2,900 meters up today, and then find a tea house to bunker down for the night. I've been told we need to get to somewhere up there as our destination for the end of today. It feels like in such a short period of time we can just completely change environment. At the minute, very steep climb, and we're literally just completely in a jungle pretty much. All the bugs and the insects, all the animals surrounding us, they really add to the whole atmosphere of the place. It really brings the place alive. So at the beginning of today, we literally started up this path, around the corner, we've gone all the way down, all the way back up again. Now we're here. The man can't handle the heat. Pussy off. So apparently we're supposed to get up that mountain and over by the end of today. However, that's very high up.
I've just been walking for 7 hours and I ain't going to walk for another 3 or 4 hours.
Damn.
Over there.
You're such a diva, Keith. So we found a little tea house. I think it's a tea house anyway. It could just be a random house. And we might just take refuge here.
It's cool.
It's either this or we're sleeping rough, boys. Oh, he's even preparing the chairs for us. This guy is a geezer.
Yeah.
So this is only tea house until over mountain?
Not so much tea house, only
House.
little 2 guest houses there.
This is just guest house.
This is only just 1 guest house.
Ah, okay.
We'd have not got this, we'd have been we had no choice, we'd
No
have to have
choice
carried on
here.
walking.
For real?
Yeah.
Or,
Damn.
as in my case, no, I would have slept in the woods somewhere.
Tuh. Whoa.
I'm going to time how long it takes me tomorrow morning to get from here to Golly, to the guest house.
Yeah?
I'll make a note.
I reckon it's going to be about 3
hours. I reckon 3 hours.
Yeah. No word of a lie. This dog hit me with a namaste. Look! Oh my days! Namaste. Hey buddy. What a Donny Rondon. I've quickly come to find in the pool, there's not a massive amount to keep you stimulated and busy in the evenings. There's often no Wi-Fi, no electricity. Not many people understand what I'm saying. So the likelihood is I'll be sat on that chair right there for the next 5 hours or so. Cool.
So Thomas, here we are at base camp. We've been here about 45 minutes and we're already started looking at each other, wondering what to do for the next 9 hours until we get to bed. What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely something that's challenging because back home I'm so used to being stimulated all the time, whether it's on my laptop, on my phone, listening to music. Because there's no Wi-Fi, no signal at all, we're essentially cut off from all of that. So it is very much a case of doing nothing until bedtime.
So how do you find doing nothing? Is it a struggle for you? And if it is a struggle, how are you coping with it?
It can be a struggle over a prolonged time though. In short periods it's okay, however when it is hours on end it can present a bit of an issue. As we're about 2,900 meters up, it tends to get pretty cold once the sun goes down, understandably. So I think we're going to start a little fire, just get nice and cushy before we wrap up for bed. For about a year now, I've been waiting for an opportunity to say hello to a cow, and this is it. Oh, namaste, my Donny. Oh. In a bit, G. The mountains are pretty damn visible now. They look sick, mate.
If you want a double bedroom for the night, it's £1.75 in our money. But if you want a beer here is nearly £3.50. That's because the beers had to be carted up the mountain on the back of somebody.
Damn.
Whereas the room's here. Next time you want a cheap room, think of Nepal.
Yeah, come to Nepal, guys.
Come to Nepal.
So these are Buddhist shrines and they're dotted all around the place, and basically you need to walk clockwise round it out of respect, I believe. A lot of them are quite old, but they have scriptures on them. It's pretty nutty if you ask me. We're getting into cloud territory now. Damn, that looks sick, the way the clouds just rolled across us.
My grandfather, mother time, they saw Western people. They give the name Quire. Quire means it's cloudy.
Come down, yeah.
Ah,
They give
so after white people?
Yeah.
Ah.
Then my father showed me Western people.
Yes.
Then Quire.
Ah,
Now I know no Quire.
so we're Queerly.
Yeah.
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 Day 3 trekking has brought us to our next tea house. As I have predicted, the closer we get to the peak, the more basic these places become, which is fine. Let me give you a quick tour. This is our bathroom, very nicely shaped hole in the ground. Because it just rolls down the mountain, all of the stuff you put down there, tissues are kept separately. Unfortunately, tissues aren't always folded properly, not always the prettiest sight. Anyway, and here we have our shower. It's got good power to it, I have to admit. When you're finished, you connect that to that. It's not seeming to reach. As luxurious as that is, I think I'll give the shower a skip for tonight. Now on to the bedrooms. I have to say, not bad at all. Very lovely decorated slabs of concrete. But all jokes aside, I'm more than happy to stay here. It's a perfectly cushy, quaint little place. Everything that's not similar here compared to the UK isn't necessarily bad or good. It's just different. I'm sure if people from Nepal were to come over to the UK and see the habits that we have, they would be just as confused and shocked as we are when we initially look at what it's like here. It's all just perspective really, and accepting that wherever you go it's not going to be luxury or exactly how you imagined. But what's good about it is that it's authentic and it actually allows you to experience and understand what Nepali culture is genuinely like. So if you're wondering why I have the torch shining on my face, it's because our bedroom, the light doesn't work. We've just spent the last couple hours sitting in this family's kitchen, which they've tried to convert into a little tea house. We've had about 6 or 7 of their kids all sitting opposite us, who have obviously never seen a Westerner, an English person, or anyone that's white for that matter. So me and Keith just sat there minding our own business, but every time I looked over I'd just catch a different one of them staring at me. I'm sure he was just wondering, who is that? It didn't help by the fact that I'm wearing this bright pink fluffy jumper. However, in Nepalese culture, it's rude for them to eat in front of us. So because of this, it's bedtime at 7:30. We're wrapped up in our sleeping bags and we're absolutely freezing. Our bedroom is just made of corrugated tin, and Keith says there's literally no insulation, so it's essentially sleeping outside. Amplified by the fact we're 3,400 meters up. It's a recipe for disaster if you ask me. However, I got my 4 layers on, I got my buff, so I'm sure we'll survive the night. If this video ends here, then we haven't.
We haven't survived the night.
Yeah, we haven't survived the night. If it continues, then we made it. Right, so we'll catch up with you guys in the morning. Namaste.